going on, guys? Liam here, and today we're wrapping up round 14 of the 2023 season. And what a crazy round it was. Field goal wins, we had injuries to rep players, we had some off-field indiscretions. Heaps of crazy stuff, man. We had some upsets as well. It's a crazy round of footy, to be honest. So we'll go over each game really quickly, and then we'll go into each game a little bit more depth and injuries. To some key players for State of Origin and stuff like that as well. And damn, I think a few coaches would have wished they rested a couple of their players. Let's just put it that way. All right, West Tigers versus the Raiders. Damn close game. What a comeback from the Tigers, but couldn't quite ice it. Warriors defeat the Dolphins. Rabbits defeat the Titans 46-28. God damn. And the Sharkies fall to the Broncos. Roosters just edge out the Bulldogs. Cowboys absolutely destroyed the Storm 45-20. God damn. And Penrith, I'd say squeak home. I feel like they were always going to win the game, but definitely not a convincing win. And obviously Parramatta, Knights and Manly all had the bye as well. So we'll have a quick look at the ladder. I don't think it would have fully updated yet, but I can fix that for you. Right, so Penrith just won, so their points haven't been added yet, so they will leapfrog the Broncos just on for and against. Much better for and against than the Broncos. Rabbits, big movers. Storm and Sharkies both falling. And look at those Raiders, man. Look at those Raiders. I told you, man. They're for real. They ain't no joke. And obviously the Warriors jumping over the Dolphins with their little win this weekend. So Dolphins fall to 8th. The biggest losers here is going to be the Titans. So they obviously lost. And then the Roosters jump over them. But Seagulls, Knights and Eels all had byes this weekend, which means they're going to get 2 points. They're all going to leap the Titans, either on points or for and against. So Titans went from 9th to 13th. Just like that. Cowboys jump up a little bit as well. And poor old Dragons still sitting on the bottom, unfortunately. But yes, it's quite a bit of movement this weekend. It's pretty crazy, and with having this so close, it's just that's just going to keep happening. There's going to be a lot of shifting, especially with buys and stuff as well. And like I said, this year more than ever, this for and against is going to be so important, so damn important for to possibly finish in the 8. I mean, you look to finish in the 8 now. Look. Just on example, so all these teams are on 16 points. Roosters would miss out on finals on their for and against. You know what I'm saying? So there's a very good chance that could happen this year. Same as top 4 as well. They could, good for and against, could mean you missing out on the top 4 sort of thing. So it's this year more than ever being so close, this for and against. It's got to be healthy, and like I said, these teams with good healthy for and against are going to do really well. And Parramatta obviously with a good for and against for a lower team. But unfortunately, their star, Dylan Brown, getting arrested and charged with, sexual touching. I'm not too sure what that is, but he's been charged, and I'm not too sure how the old stand-down thing and all that sort of goes, but huge news for NRL in general, and, hopefully it was a misunderstanding and we can work this thing out. We'll see, but never like to see this stuff sort of happen. It's ugly, and hopefully, like I said, it was not as bad as it all sort of seems. All right, let's get into the games. We had some crackers this week. All right, so this game here, this was an odd old game. So we'll have a look at the stats in a minute, but Raiders sort of looked in control. They were, they winning 18-0 at halftime, so 12-0 at halftime. Then they were up 18-0. There was a sin bin, and then there was a try just before the sin bin. No, hang on. Where was the sin bin? Oh, it's 67th minute. Yeah, so it was a sin bin, then it was a try. And they looked unbelievable in that 2-minute period. They just kept stripping them the numbers, just scoring try after try after try. And I honestly thought they were going to get it. And then Brooksy comes in, slots this hectic field goal. But then, unfortunately, Papali'i comes in, penalty on an attempted field goal, which missed by a mile anyway. And then Raiders get an easy penalty goal to win the game. So, a bit unfortunate. It sucks. Papali'i was just putting in that effort to try and stop the field goal, and he unfortunately accidentally slid into the legs. But that's the rules, man. Protecting the legs sort of thing. So, unfortunate loss there for the Tigers. I was really hoping they got up. It's my grandpa's team, and he was having surgery the next day for his, I'm not too sure for his heart or for his broken leg he's got at the moment, but I was really hoping the Tigers would get up. But, man, some of these players, I mean, I'll just read some of these. So, Buller, this dude, since he's come into this team, has just been unbelievable. 30 runs, 245, 70 kick return metres, 41 post contact, 2 line breaks, 1 line break assist. That's ridiculous for a dude having his 4th game. That's just... He has not had a bad game since he's come back. It's been absolutely unbelievable. The other one too, Luke Brooks. Check these numbers out for Brooksy. 27 runs, 223 metres for a half. That is insane. 29 post contact, 1 line break. That is insane. So good on Brooksy. Stefano, actually pretty impressed with him. He was pretty damn good. He was I was wondering why he was in the Origin, where he got selected as a reserve in the Origin. He's pretty handy player. And this dude here, Fanua Poli, I'm not too sure how you say his last name. If you want to see how footy used to get played, watch the last 10 minutes and watch him coming off the back fence. He was brilliant. He was coming off the back fence, and I think that's how they actually got down the field a couple of times. He just bang and then hit the ground, and they held him down because he was just going to play the ball so quickly. They could not contain this dude. He was a beast. But they can turn it on. I wasn't overly impressed with Canberra. They just sort of got by. Fogarty was absolutely brilliant. Jesus Christ, his stats would have been ridiculous. But, I mean, besides that, I wasn't overly impressed with anyone. But yeah, Fogarty was the one shining light. He scored 2 tries. It was just... His kicking game was on point. He only had 1 bad kick where it went dead, but it literally rolled dead by half a metre. It was just, you know what I mean? That's just unlucky, bounce to the ball sort of thing. Whiten, some brilliant things, kicked to 40-20, but some terrible kicks as well. But that's pretty Jack Whiten in that. Tomoko had some strong runs as well. But yeah, it was a pretty solid... You'll see in a second too, the stats are just like... It's actually... I'm surprised the stats lent this way, but... Possession, West Tigers dominated it. Completion rate, this is where it probably let them down a little bit, just because they had been completing close to 90% lately the last month. And obviously there was just a few sort of just unforced errors that probably let them down, because they won everything. Look at that, they ran for 2Ks, restricted a beast. Like, Raiders have a pack, man, and they dominated them. Dominated the post-contact, dominated the line breaks 7-0. Tackle breaks 50 to the Tigers, 18 to the Raiders. Average set distance 43 metres. That's beastie, man. That's really, really impressive from the Tigers. That was I was actually blown away when I saw these stats. I was like, oh, what? Like, I sort of had the feeling like they were slightly on top, and I said it in my preview before this one. I didn't realise how much Tigers forward pack's been dominating other packs and how quickly they've been playing the ball and stuff like that. And it shows again, they were damn on. It was just, I'm really disbelieved. It was probably the errors that sort of let them down here. Won the offload battle. Let's get down to look at this, tackle efficiency, 91%. That's ridiculous. Missed tackles, only 18 to 50. You know what I mean? They won everything. But yeah, except for the one that matters. Now, I dare say if this was 8 errors, let's just say they matched the Raiders' errors, I think the Tigers probably would have got this one, eh? I genuinely do. That just how hard they just dominated everything else. If they just tidied this up and just kept this below 10, I think they probably would have won this one. But yeah, what do you do? That's the way it goes. It's the old saying, hold on to the ball, man. Kick to the corners, do all the boring stuff. But good work from the Tigers. They showed some guts there to get back in this one, and good on the Raiders. Showed some guts to hold on because they were on the ropes. They were absolutely on the ropes. Warriors, Dolphins. God damn, this is a pretty good game, and I saw shades of Penrith in this one from the Wars, and obviously Webster, their coach, is their Penrith old attacking coach, and very much just, so where did the tries, as you can see, the tries didn't really start to flow to the 50th minute. That is very Penrith. They play to the 80th minute and they play the last minute like they played the first, and that's why teams feel like they're in it with Penrith, they're in it, and then all of a sudden Penrith win by 14 points or Penrith win by 18 points. you're like, geez, what happened there? Well, you know, they kept the intensity up, and I'll read some stats out in a minute that sort of show it, but god damn, it was Dallin was just on another level. Sean Johnson's first half and the start of second half was just brilliant. This meat calf's got some wheels too, and yeah, it was a straight drumming, absolute hiding. Absolutely went in there. I had actually, let's see how many I hit here. So let's see who I got right and wrong. So I had Raiders to win this. I had Warriors. I had Bunnies. So what are we, 3 for 4? I had Sharkies to win this one. I had Roosters. I had Storm. I had things. So I got 2 wrong this weekend. So not too bad. But yeah, let's give some players. This Nickel Coulstard, he's a gun. He's a gun, absolute gun. And these two here, everyone's talking about Azarko, most improved player. I'm sick of hearing that because he's always been a really good player. Sorry, not always. I don't think people give him as enough credit as he deserved at Brisbane. He was a really good player at Brisbane. I remember multiple games where he completely cracked the game open. He was really good at Brisbane. He's just refound that form. Not taking anything away from him. I'm just saying people are acting like it's, you know, he's the most improved player. I'm like, bros, did you watch him play at the Broncos? He was brilliant. He was really good. I have vivid memories of him tearing my team to shreds on numerous occasions. But Dallin, I reckon these two, like, they do have to be, from last year to this year, 2 of the most improved players. Dallin was just, he thinks he's Manu Vadavai. He's just been blasting into the line. Let's read some of their numbers real quick. So Nickel Coulstard, 186 metres off 18 runs. That's brilliant. 41 post contact. Dallin, 16 runs. I know it's not a ridiculous amount, but they were just, every single one had venom, and he ran for 209 metres, venomous metres. They were 52 post contact. So he ran for 200 metres, and he had 52 of them was with dudes hanging off him. That's absolutely ridiculous. Rocco Berry was actually pretty good till he got knocked out. And then Adam Pompey was actually pretty strong too. But Montoya was probably going to come pretty close to a 200-metre game as well, but he got a HIA and had to come off for 15 minutes. But again, yeah, they're just doing what Penrith do. Those back 5 just blasting through, and then that just allows their props and stuff to just rest and then blast in defence. And god damn, they were doing it. So just this back 5 here is just so good. I dare say Penrith, Sharks and Warriors are probably the best at doing it. They're back 5, everyone gets involved and just blast. And that's allowing this dude to just be fresh. And I said in a TikTok video, I have Fanua Blake top 5. I almost think he's the best prop in the game at the moment. I know anyone that doesn't watch Warriors games closely is going to go, you're an idiot. But just watch this dude play. He was dropping dudes like flies. He was just coming off his line. His line speed was ridiculous. And then he makes ridiculous meters as well. He ran for 195 meters himself, right through the middle. Just without a line break. You know what I mean? 200 meters without a line break. Absolutely ridiculous. Wade Egan was great. Bunty was okay. Jackson Ford was great. Neokora had a brilliant game. He's damn near one of the best line runners in the game. He's absolutely ridiculous. Josh Curran came on and had a bit of a stinker, but then he sort of got his game together. And Mitch Barnett was a big inclusion. I think he's going to be a gun for them. And yeah, poor old Mark Nichols copped a Fanua Blake shoulder. Something fierce as well. It was pretty nuts. Yeah, so, pretty solid. Tessie New had a good game. Milford was okay. Katoa was probably one of his more down games I've seen. Ray Stone was okay. It was actually pretty fun. Jared Wallace came on and started at hooker. It was just funny seeing, because he's a big man. He was just getting down, playing. It just looked hilarious. I was actually cracking up the whole time. Just looked wrong. Big Val Meninga came on and it was pretty good as well, but contained really well. Contained really, really well. I thought they did a really good job on him, considering he's such a big body. But have a look at the team stats real quick. Again, but just this is why. And to be fair, they were relatively in this up until the 34th minute. So up until the 55th minute, they were really up, and it was his last 2 tries that really sort of blew this game apart. But this wasn't up until, probably nearly the 60th minute. This was they were well and truly in it, sort of 55th minute. Yeah, probably that meat calf try iced it, sort of thing, and then Asako got one as well. But yeah, it was a little closer than this scoreline sort of indicates, and obviously due to their great completion rates. But yeah, so again, these Warriors forwards though, and back three obviously contributing massively. Like, look at those kick return meters, 208 to 111, absolutely smoked them there. They won the all-run meters, nearly ran for 2 kilometres, restricted the Dolphins to 1,500 metres, and plenty more post-contact meters as well. 571 to 422. Line breaks 9 to 6 to the Warriors, and then tackle breaks pretty even, 22 to 17. But yeah, look at those average set distance 43. That's great. That's great. Let's keep having a look down here a little bit. So effective tackles, look at that from the Warriors, 91%. But then look at that. Then they get upstaged by the Fins up, mate. God damn. Missed tackles, only 17 to the Warriors. This is a different Warriors team, man. This is just... These numbers were atrocious last year. This is just so good to see from the Wars. Now, what the Wars really need to do now is string some wins together. I mean, they've exceeded expectations this year, but they've still lost plenty of games this year. So they need to string 3 or 4 nice wins together now over this Origin period, and really cement themselves in that top 8. Errors 10 each, nice and even there. Penalties conceded 6 each. Ruck infringements 1 each. So yeah, it's relatively even stats there. It was just, I really believe it was this back 5, the difference. They just absolutely blasted, and then Sean Johnson, brilliance, obviously outplayed Katoa, and then I mean SASA and Bronwich weren't bad at all, but they completely outplayed by Fanor Blake and Bunty, and the near core as well was just, damn, he's a machine. Parramatta would kill for him right now. I'm telling you, absolutely kill for him. All right, Titans, Rabbitohs. Damn, this was a bit of a hiding. A lot of tries. Jesus Christ, it was a bit of a try fest here, and I had overs in this game, thank God. Picked them up at, $1.90 for 44 or something like that, and damn near Bunnies nearly got it. Oh no, they did get it on their own. God damn. So we hit this one easy. It was easy. As soon as Titans scored 2 tries in the first 10 minutes, I knew my overs were going to hit, just because I knew Bunnies were going to score a bunch of tries as well. So I was like, oh, well, they've got 12. Bunnies are going to score at least, 20-something. So I knew I was on very early with this one. But no foreign, missing some players. Jaden Campbell in at 6. Tell he wasn't super comfortable there. He's definitely not that sort of structure-y 6. He's I do believe he's a fullback swinging around and stuff like that. But yeah, no, he was solid. There's no real stats to read out here from any individual player. They're all pretty stock standard. Nothing crazy there at all. But who was good here? So Tanner Boyd was pretty good. Follow Waker's he's brilliant, man. Isaac came on in for his brother, scored a try, did a great job, and Isaac Liu, I think he's been a bit of a. I think he's underrated. I think he's a pretty damn good player. Big Tino came on and made a difference, scored a try and stuff at the end. But unfortunately for the Rabbitohs, though, we had it. Sean Johnson, what did he get? 3? Alex Johnson, 3 tries for Alex Johnson, absolutely brilliant. I thought Graham was pretty good too. Cody Walker's just ridiculous, man. Colin Matungi, it was good to see him sort of carving up again. But yeah, unfortunately, Cam Murray and Jai Arrow both got injured in this game, and I think there's a syndesmosis for Jai Arrow, and I'm not too sure what happened with Murray, but it looks Origin players out, man. I want to see the best versus the best. It sucks, man. Absolutely sucks. Let's have a look at the team stats here. So Bunnies winning possession 51%. Completion rate slightly better as well. They really did win through the middle. They ran for a lot more metres, 1,700 to 1,200. Post-contact one, they had 500 to 400 as well. Post-contact metres, plenty there too. Line breaks 5 to 8 in favour of the Bunnies. Tackle breaks 27 to 22. Feels like there was more, but yeah, look at this. Average set distance, nearly 50 metres for the Bunnies. They really did pump through the middle. They really missed Tino starting and really missed Fafita starting and stuff like that. I mean, a follow-wake was great, but he can't carry the whole team. And I felt like they were just gang tackling him pretty comfortably and handling him. Missed tackles, pretty low from both teams, 27. by the Titans, 22 by the Bunnies. Errors, 10 to the Titans, 9 to the Bunnies. So it was, the Titans weren't terrible. Just obviously, having their starting players on the bench and missing foreign and stuff like that as well. Just and AJ Brimson too, just lacking that little bit of polish sort of thing. And Bunnies would be a little bit disappointed to let in 28 points against the Titans. I mean, you don't want to be doing that too often as a competition heavyweight, as a potential premiership winner. You don't want to be leaking 28 points in a game, no matter who it is. But they got the dub anyway. Sharks Broncos. This was a weird one. This was real weird. I felt like... So I actually missed the first 5 minutes of this, but had to go back and watch it because KO was not working for me. And then Broncos obviously got on top early, scored a try in the first 5 minutes, and they were just genuinely on top for the first sort of 10 minutes. Then it felt like it shifted, and I felt like Sharks were almost the better team for the next 60 minutes, but they just lacked that polish. And I'm not taking it away from Brisbane. I'm about to give them a wrap in a minute, but I felt like they were creating more stuff. It was just the last pass was bad, or just, I don't know what it is. Whenever the Broncos start strong, everything seems to go their way. And I don't mean the bad. I just mean the ball just seems to bounce right for them. And I don't know what it is. Brisbane are by far the best front-running team in the comp. If they get out ahead, you're probably not going to catch them. They're just, I don't know what it is. It's just, like, Ezra Mann just threw this stinker pass to Corey Oates. And it just skims up twice, and just he's got bad hands, and it just skims up and just sits in his hands, and then they just burn around and score a try. And that happened 2 or 3 times in this game, where that could have been a knock on every day of the week, and then Sharks going to score, and it's just bizarre with Brisbane. And I'm not saying it's like they get favourable penalties and stuff like that. I just mean the ball will just bounce. If they get off to a good start and get out ahead, I just feel like the ball just bounces to them. It's so weird. I don't know, it's just, the ball would be bouncing, there's some trouble, and it just, kick to someone and they'll just land in their bread. But it was really, really bizarre, and I felt like the bounce was almost always against the Sharks. There was a try to, I think it was Katoa, and it looked for all money, he was just going to sit up and he was just going to catch a grubber and score, and just kicked away from him and stuff like that. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? But, so I felt like they had a lot more opportunity than Brisbane, but Brisbane just got out ahead. Bounce went their way, and then they sort of won, sort of thing. But it's a pretty solid stat. So Jesse Arthur's, man, he's just been brilliant lately. He's just Tony Staggs ran for 222 metres and 8. I love that, and got a try. I want to see him get more involved. I think Broncos have to get him more involved. Payne Haas only put 17 runs but 185 metres. Can you please do that at State of Origin, please, bro? Just do it for me, please. You played less minutes and you got more metres. Come on, man. But but the Sharkies numbers, this is just nuts. Hey, like I said about the Warriors a minute ago, they're back 5. So Will Kennedy 212 metres, Katoa 195, Jesse Ramian 218, Talakai 190, Mulatalo 193. Jesus Christ, dudes, settle down. Give your meters to some props as well. That is absurd. I just gave the Warriors a crazy rap for doing it, and their numbers are way better. Warriors numbers were off the chain. That is insane. Just about every single back was 190 meters up. That is insane. Absolutely insane. They should be... Man, their forwards should be so happy, just not having to do all that extra work, and these guys just get their hands dirty and just blast through. And they're doing it against a good pack. They're running into Flegler, Payne Haas, Kurt Capewell, Jordan Ricky, and Carrigan. Jesus Christ, man! How good is that? That's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I thought Will Kennedy was brilliant. Like I said, I'm not even going to go individual. This back 5 was brilliant. Moylan was just awful. Yeah, he was terrible, but he did one good thing. I can't remember what it was, but he had a couple knock-ons and a few terrible plays. Nico Hines was brilliant, but again, just a couple. He was shredding them apart in the first half, but I don't know, just lacked a couple little things. But I'm holding him to that high standard that he set. He probably had better numbers than just about every other half for the round. Forwards were solid. Royce Hunt was good. I noticed that Ueli, when he came on, made a big difference too. But yeah, I do feel like the Broncos pack probably had their number a little bit there. I Let's have a look at the stats. Like I said, Sharkies dominated possession, 53 to 47. Nearly a whole extra 5 minutes in possession. But yeah, they're just the errors, man. They had some stinker errors. Only completed 70%. Broncos not perfect either, 78, but still not too bad. But again, look at that. They ran for 2 kilometres, but they didn't really restrict Brisbane. They nearly ran for 2 kilometres as well, and Brisbane won the post-contact. And Broncos destroyed them and tackle breaks, 46 to 30. But yeah, obviously these back five, just average set distance, 53 metres. Damn. Broncos definitely, their props and forwards and stuff like that, they're definitely more offensive metre gaining forwards than, like I just watched the Penrith game and we'll see their stats in a minute, but I'm just guessing. They stop meters. You know, like Penrith forwards just stop meters, whereas Broncos forwards more make meters. And I prefer the stop meters thing because I don't play fantasy football. But yeah, it's definitely very different. A lot of teams run for over 2 kilometres on the Broncos. They're not very good at stopping teams from just getting their way, because that's pretty bad. But then obviously they're so good at running meters themselves, sort of thing. But again, in big games, it's more about stopping meters and making them, sort of thing. Play the ball speed's pretty even, 4.6 for Sharkies, 3.52 for the Bronx. Offloads 15 to 13 to the Sharkies. Let's have a little look at tackles. Yeah, tackle efficiency was pretty poor from the Sharkies, 83. Broncos not too much better, 85. But look at those missed tackles, 46 from the Sharks. That's terrible. And then 15 errors. There's your ball game. Because, yeah, like I said, in attack, I felt like they were definitely creating more than the Broncos were, sort of thing. Like I feel like honestly, Sharks could have scored 40 points in this game if things like balls went to hand and stuff like that. But it didn't. So Broncos get an awesome win there and puts them on top of the table. Let's see if this has refreshed yet, because Panthers are actually on top. It hasn't. Come on, guys. Come on, NRL, sort your stuff out. Oh man, this game gave me anxiety. So I had Roosters to win this one as a single, and yeah, it was sort of weird. I was never really worried that Roosters weren't going to win, but I think it's more because I'm just thinking of the Roosters of old, because they were awful, man. And Bulldogs, unfortunately, just were a little bit more awful. No, they weren't that bad. It was just Tedesco's brilliance, obviously. Suwali had a big try there, but it was more just we got the Luke Cleary field goal to ice the game, 12-all at half-time. Yeah, it's bizarre. Let's have a look at let's go through the players, but just having a look. Man, Bulldogs really need to get Karaz back, because, I mean, Alamotti ran for 144 metres, but besides that, they're outside backs. I mean, Avarillo's 68 metres, Blake Wilson 69 metres. It's just Hayes Perham 125. I mean, it's okay, but you know what I mean. It's not great. Then you got Teddy 200, Suali'i 105. I mean, not great. Junior Ponga, I think that's how you say his name. He ran for 194 too, so definitely got dominated there. But yeah, Teddy was brilliant. Teddy had a cracker of a game, but I knew he was going to have a bounce back. But can someone please show? Oh, I'm not even going to go there again. Not even going to go there. I think the Joey Manu experiment needs to end as well. I mean, look, he's not playing horrible or anything, but he's just so much more dynamic on an edge. I just feel like he's wasted. He's good, but he's not good enough to just tear dudes apart through the middle. You know, it's not working. Cleary was great. Jared Hargroves was great. What did he run for? 147 metres, not too bad, but he stopped a lot of metres. His line speed was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I thought Tupanua's first stint was really good. And man, I don't know what's wrong with Angus Crichton, but he's off. He just dropped the ball cold twice. He looks like he's almost stopping before the line, like he's almost hesitant to get hit hard or something. Really, really bizarre. But I thought the doggies dug in and were pretty damn good. Addo-Carr was brilliant. Like I said, back five, not great besides Addo-Carr. Olapu was okay. Burton was great. But yeah, their forwards, man, just soft. They just got ragdolled. I mean, Pangai did his best. He scored a try, which is actually a brilliant scoop up. But Reid Marnie went out. He got knocked out. they're not bad players. I just feel like he's a bench player. He's a winger, and I feel like he's just not, like fully fit. Like he's young, man. He got thrown in the deep end, and they're like, yeah, now be a fill in for Viliami kicker. It's like, okay, on your first season, sort of thing. And then it's just good to see this guy, Khalid Rajib, is it? I think how you say his name. He came on and provided some energy as well. It was good to see him. He had a big fan base there. He was out there doing his thing. But we'll have a look at these team stats, and I dare say they don't. There you go. Sometimes the eyes lie, man. I'm telling you. I was about to say surely Roosters ran for a ton more metres. Bloody Doggies ran for more metres. Barely. And they won the post-contact. You're kidding me. How the hell did that happen? There you go, guys. Sometimes stats lie, I'm telling you. Or sometimes your eyes lie. Someone's lying, that's all I know. Line breaks 4-2 to the Roosters. Average sets distance was definitely in the Roosters' favour. But damn, nice quick play the balls. Nice quick play the balls from the lads. So there you go. I take it back. Doggies' forward pack was just fine. They did enough. But they had been getting manhandled in weeks. It just, I don't know, just Lindsay Collins and Joe Rea-Hargraves were just shooting off the line and banging blokes and stopping them in their tracks. So I just assumed that Doggies struggled to make metres. But, well, I guess they did. 1,400's not great, but Roosters weren't too much better. Or maybe it was that. It was just Roosters weren't great either. Let's see what else. Tackle efficiency, great from the Roosters. At least they ticked to that box. And definitely some improvement there from the Doggies, 86%. Missed tackles, only 18 for the Roosters. So great defence. That's really, really solid. 37 missed tackles from the Doggies. That's got to get better. But it's this here that the Roosters just for weeks and weeks and weeks now have just been just over 10 errors a game. It's just not good enough. This team is littered with State of Origin international players. They shouldn't be making 11, 12, 13 errors a game every week. It's just not good enough. I mean, the first thing you get taught when you come to is how to catch. Come on, guys. Come on. But it was an old game. And damn, who knows? With Cleary out, maybe even Birdo will get a call up, eh? All right. Let's go. Wow, what a hiding. This was a game I got very wrong. Cowboys versus Storm. They did not look like the same team. They really did, and it was just a hiding from start to finish. I mean, there was a few Storms tries sprinkled in here, but it was just a hiding. I don't know what to say. It was sort of just literally not as bad, but what the Tigers did to them. Like, you can say, well, the Storm played bad, but I'm like, well, they didn't really get a chance to play good either. It was just an absolute hiding. There was just a try every handful of minutes, and then all of a sudden it was 45-20. God damn, it was absolutely nuts. But Semi Viliami, he brilliant. I don't know if it was his debut or just debut for the Cowboys. I'm not too sure if he'd had game time for Canberra or whether he was just playing cup down there. But big, strong, and damn, I'd be nervous if I was Kyle Felt. Oh my goodness. Much stronger, looks solid under the high ball, finished brilliantly. Let's see, have a look at his bloody next game. I'll have a look at his metres. Only 159, but like, not only. I mean, if To'o didn't exist, we'd be talking about how good that is. But yeah, I thought he'd done more than that. But 3 line breaks, tries. He was good, man. He was real. Would he get 3 or 2? He got 3 tries in his first game. God damn. I was actually quite lucky in this game. I had Kyle Felt in because I thought Kyle Felt was playing, and I had, who was my other try scorer? I had a try scorer on here. I had Oates, which hit, and then I had Storm to win. But thank God Kyle Felt was out and the bet got voided because Storm didn't win. Thank God. So thank God for Semi. That's all I have to say. Val Holmes, brilliant. He got cooked the week before Origin. I thought he was okay at Origin, but not his best Origin game. And then offense was fine, defense was terrible, but I thought he was absolutely brilliant. This week, Tuolungi was brilliant too. Dearden was great. Luciano was good. A couple errors in there too. Granville's just playing himself to a standstill. But when these guys came on, the game really turned as well. But yeah, great performance. I actually thought Nick Meaney had a pretty good game, but he got smacked a few times and was getting hammered. Olin went out with the HIA. Xavier Coates scored a great try. Munster was trying his arse off, but, Welshie, meh. Big Nelson was trying, but just put a few balls down cold too. So let's have a look at the stats. It should be interesting. Damn, think about that for a second. It's an 80-minute game of footy, and Storm only had the ball in their hands 21 minutes of it. That's pretty crazy. 72%. That, do you know what that means right there? That means Bellamy is going to cream these dudes at training next week. I would not want to be playing for Melbourne Storm this week at their training. Sorry. Great completion rate for the Cowboys, 82%. Run meters 1600, not too bad, but restricting the Storm to 1200. That's great. Post contact 179. Average set distance 41. That's great. What else we got here that's interesting? Kicks, kick returns, tackle efficiency. Pretty poor from both teams, to be fair. That's not great at all. Oh, actually, yes, I actually forgot about that. So we'll go back up. So before this game was over, so there was a couple of early tries, and then in this arm wrestle here, this sort of 29 to 50, man, it looked like every time the Storm got the ball, they could score. Storm literally had 3 opportunities to score tries in this game, and they scored them each time. It was a good win, but Jesus Christ, even the commentators were like, wow, like that defense, like it was horrendous. Like, luckily they only got 3 opportunities to score tries, and they did score all 3 times because it was flimsy, not using their shoulders, more to their edges. It was just like Coates' try was just, there was 2-on-1, like he was the one and there was 2, and he just turned sideways and just ran and just literally nearly went through untouched. 2-on-1, like how? It was absolutely insane. So yeah, tackle efficiency from them was disgusting. Luckily they didn't have to do a whole heap of it. Errors 7 from the Cowboys, 11 from the Storm. Penalties conceded 6-5. So yeah, it was missed tackles 30 from the Cowboys. Again, like not great when you've had that much ball, but 52 from the Storm. Wow. Jesus, the Storm are going to get a hiding. That's going to be rough. Absolutely rough. All right, on to the final game. Now, this was crazy. So Nathan Cleary goes out. Jesus, I don't know what time it was, but it was pretty early in the game. Did his hammy, and just going from the eye, it was not a strain. That was a tear. He could not put weight on it. To me, it looked gone. So I dare say they're going to be without Nathan Cleary for a minute. It looked bad. And see you later, State of Origin, I dare say. Now, I'd never heard of this kid, but he came in. Jack Cogger. He was brilliant. I was like, where's Cleary? Like, he was really good. I was actually really impressed with him. I want to have a look at his stats, but he was great. I was actually really impressed. Cogger, team stats. Who cares? But no, just going by eye, he looked really good. I was actually really impressed with him. I'd never heard of him. But yeah, great. Spencer Leonard came back, was good. But yeah, it's really, really solid. Now let's have a look at their back 3. Have a look at some of them. Dylan Edwards, 196 metres, 19 runs. Taruva, absolutely brilliant too. 13 runs, 115 metres. That's down for him, but the runs he does take are just so powerful. Tyron Peachy didn't end up playing. Stephen Crichton was solid, but To'o, 17 runs, 184 metres, 67 post contact, scored 2 tries. Moses Leota was just, like I said, I was talking about it before. So Moses Leota, I'm sitting there saying how brilliant their games were. They only ran for 92 metres and 123 metres, but the amount of metres they stop is just insane. Like the amount of times Dragons had to kick from their own 30 because Fisher, Harris and Moses were just clubbing blokes. It's absolutely insane. So yeah, they're so good, man. Like they don't get the raps because they don't clog those big meters. I wish there was a stat like negative post contact meters, like how many you go bang, you grab a player and drag them back. Because I'm telling you now, these two would be absolutely dominating it. Like every single time they're in attack, especially when they're a tackle together, they just drag the bloke back 3 or 4 metres. It's absolutely brilliant. Nathan Cleary was actually looking pretty good before he went off. Line break assist, try assist. How many minutes did he play? Not many. But yeah, so it's good to see Tago back as well. To'o was brilliant. Luai was okay. I felt like he didn't probably. I thought he would step up a little bit with Cleary down, but Mitch Kenny was brilliant. I've already mentioned these guys. Isaiah Yeo set up Moses Leota for the final try. Absolutely brilliant. Liam Martin, again, he's in with these guys here, just stopping meters, man. Stopping meters. He's just, again, like Liam Martin, like I'm sitting there saying how great Liam Martin played. He ran for 88 meters. That's why we've got to stop just talking about like the player that gets the most meters in the forwards isn't the best prop necessarily, or the best forward. It's the meters you do run and the meters you stop. To me, they're far more important. It's good to see Spencer Lenu back too, coming off the fence as well. He was brilliant. And this guy here, Lindsay Smith, I mean, I don't like to comment on how other blokes look, but he doesn't look like a goer. But he's a goer. He's a goer. He was brilliant. He knocked out DeBellin with a big run. Hopefully he's okay. And he's good, man. He's been brilliant. But yeah, so Sloan was okay. Zach Lomax stepped up, but again, his goal kicking not great. 1 from 3. Zach needs to sort that out ASAP or find a new goal kicker. Benny Hunt tried his little butt off again. DeBellin was actually pretty solid before he got KO'd. Billy Burns, not great. Molo, not great. Other Molo, not great. Jacob Little was okay. Not much else you can really go on there. They were pretty damn average, to be honest. Yeah, it was more brilliance from Ben Hunt and their outside backs. Forwards didn't seem to be doing a whole heap. All right, let's go. Possession 51% to 49%. Time in possession 27 minutes each. Completion rate, that's what really killed them. Only completed at 75. Not too bad from the Panthers, 83. I feel like it was lower than that. I feel like they must have. I think it must have been, timely errors. They had a couple bad errors at the end of the game. I felt like Dylan Edwards had one that just completely let them back in the game and stuff like that. But again, look, they not huge meters, but look, they restricted them to 1,300. That's really low. They had 31 sets and they only made 1,300 meters, and that's damn good, man. That's really, really good. And again, 470 post contacts, not too bad, but they're just so good at restricted meters, man. It's like you're not seeing teams run 2 kilometers on the Panthers. Average set distance 32. Look at that, man. That's just ridiculous. There was a number of times I looked up and there's 5th tackle and the little thing comes up with how many meters they made. 27 meters. What the hell? They're just so good at it. No, they don't get enough raps for it, man. It's so damn good. Average set 32. So in 5 tackles, because you kick on the test, divide. It's nuts, man. It's so damn good. Play the ball speeds, both pretty similar. Offloads 8 to 9 in favour of Dragons. Let's keep going down to the errors. It's effective tackles. Pretty good to tackling from the. I felt like it was good tackling. I felt like they defended quite well. Negative plays 8 to 9. So only both. I said if you're under 10, you're going okay. So not too bad. So Dragons are in this. They weren't too far off, to be fair. It was just a little bit outclassed in the forwards in the back 3. The Dragons' back 3 were good too, but Penrith just a little bit better. And but I dare say if Cleary's in this game, Penrith probably put on an extra try or 2 there. But yeah, it was a really good performance for Dragons. Should be pretty proud of it. It's a loss you can build on. You can sit there and go, look, we were in it with the best team in the comp up until the 70th minute. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they competed right till the end. So not too bad at all. And that's it, lads. We're done. We're finished. All right, so who we got? Should we have a look at the draw next week, real quickly, because we've got a few. I don't know why it keeps taking me State of Origin, man. All right, so next week, guys, we have Titans versus the Tigers. God damn. Oh, we have big game. Croker's 300th. God damn, that should be nuts. Versus the Warriors, who are in form, flying high. Got to travel over to. Oh damn. Warriors, I wish I had a different game to this. I really want I want both these teams to win this weekend. So maybe they get the draw. I don't know. Because I want these guys to both push into that top 8, like solidify themselves. Sea Eagles coming off a bye against the Dolphins. Dragons versus the Rabbitohs. Oh, poor old Dragons are having a rough run, aren't they? Jesus Christ. Broncos versus the Knights. Poor old Knights too. Coming off a bye though, you never know. Freshen up. Ponga at fullback looked a lot better. Oh, Roosters versus Penrith Panthers. Storm Sharkies, goddamn. And then the Doggies versus the Eels. Oof, with no Dylan Brown, I'd say. And then Cowboys with a much-deserved bye. Hopefully they can go back to the drawing board, get their stuff together and make a little push. That's it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.